Our Dairy Today report is brought to you by John Deere and your local John Deere dealer. Nothing runs like a Deere.
One highly debated item in the Farm Bill is dairy policy. The 2013 Farm Bill includes a proposed dairy market stabilization program, which some large producers felt would limit growth and expansion. Ohio State's dairy economist Cameron Thrain conducted his own assessment of the proposal. He says a milk insurance compromise program would serve both small and large dairy producers best.
We think that the compromise that could come about, a very common sense compromise, would be to keep the current program that's in the 2008 Farm Bill as a safety net, which is called an acronym. It's MILC, stands for Milk Income Loss Contract Program. Smaller scale producers like this program, and then couple that with the insurance program, a modified insurance program that medium or larger scale dairy producers seem to favor. And this is what we call the milk insurance compromise.
As uncertainty continues whether we'll see a new farm bill next year, many dairy programs like MILC payments have expired. For dairy producers in one western state, high costs and low income have been the recipe for some California dairies to call it quits. National reporter Tyne Morgan seeks to answer a question that surfaced recently. Should California's dairy survival matter to you?
The Golden State is the top dairy producing state in the country, leading the way in milk, butter, ice cream, and non-fat dry milk production. Dairy Today's Western editor Kathy Merlot says the state's survival matters.
It accounts for about 20% of the nation's milk production. So what happens in California really has a big impact on the rest of the country and the other states.
But it's not been easy for California dairy producers to stay profitable for the last 5 years.
We lost 120 dairies in California in 2012, another 55 to 60 this year.
It's certainly had its issues the last several years with high feed prices, increased environmental regulation, air and water issues, cost of labor. So there's been a number of factors, that have complicated and made it difficult to make a go of it in California.
Add to that increased environmental regulations.
We're regulated by multiple different agencies, and at times some of those regulations can conflict each other.
Dairy farmers like Ray Prock have been forced to find new ways to not only survive, but secure his future as a California dairy farmer.
We've gone 6 hours north to Klamath Falls, Oregon, and purchased our own hay ranch.
Many experts say while California dairy farmers have struggled, its exports will carry the state forward. Specifically, the growing demand for safe, dry baby milk powder in Asia makes the state's producers in high demand.
California's positioned perfectly for that Asia market. And I think over the next 15, 20 years, what you're going to see is more of that milk production in California moving into ingredients and moving into products into the world markets.
Not only is California geographically positioned to market to the Pacific Rim and China, but also when California helps develop markets, that develops markets for other dairy producers in other states.
And that's one major reason why Mulhern says you can't count California out.
I think the future for the California dairy industry is very bright.
Reporting for AgDay, I'm Tyne Morgan.